All right, here we are again. So, kind of picking up where we left off, we were just going to go through some updated predictions for SAG, and before those nominations come out, again, those come out next Wednesday, or is it Tuesday? I forget. Whatever day those will come out. And then also we will have the Golden Globes announced their winners that will be announced here on Sunday. So we'll give final predictions for who's going to win those. So we'll start with the SAG Awards first here. And I'm actually going to start with a category that we haven't talked about yet. That's the stunt ensemble category. And this one, I think my first two picks, they're both like pick one, either or could end up winning this or be the top pick, and that's either Mission Impossible or John Wick 4. Both of those are just really like the choice kind of films here. Those are the ones that the guild has in mind for like who would normally win this category. So those two feel really, really safe. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is in there for me. With this one, I'm thinking like the hallway scene, for example, which is like done in one-shot style and stuff. So there's some spots where I think that they'll give it that. I'll go with the war pick, Napoleon, in fourth place here. It's not a little less confident pick for me. But fifth place, I'm actually going to go, this could be an outside pick here, I'm going to go Killers of the Flower Moon. Don't forget, The Irishman got in here for stunt ensemble a few years ago. So with Killers of the Flower Moon, even though it's, a less so like stunt-centric movie, it's not the first thing we think of, they usually do try to throw in like a Best Picture nominee here. So I can see Killers of the Flower Moon being a nominee here. Three films I have as could be nominees. Fast X I have in there as possible. Sometimes the racing stuff, kind of can be considered there. I'm actually going to go Barbie in second place. Again, could be, as a Best Picture nominee, we'll see. That one could sneak in there. And then I'm actually going to go with a more recent one, The Iron Claw, which has to do with wrestling, of course. Just on the surface, that could be one they kind of blind pick there and just say, oh, I'm going to go with that one then. All right, so that being said, we're going to go into my picks here. For Best Supporting Actress, I have Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks for Color Purple, Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers, Viola Davis for Air, and Julianne Moore for May December. Initially, I was really reluctant to putting in The Color Purple here for anything. I just felt like it was going to be seen too late. But I think with it being released at Christmas, with there being enough advanced screenings, I don't see that as being an issue here. And it's a little risky here because I don't have any, outside of Julianne Moore, I don't have any Netflix ones. Air, though, was on Amazon. That was a streamer, so I think that one will get a vote there. Nyad, Jodie Foster is still alive and well in this race. We might see her get in. I wouldn't totally discount Taraji P. Henson just yet. She could get in. America Ferrera for Barbie. If Barbie just goes nuts again, okay, we'll see. If it gets like stunt ensemble, and then it gets America Ferrera and Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie and the cast, that would be insane. I don't quite see that happening, though, as popular as the movie is. And then, I think for my case to be stronger for Penelope Cruz, I think she has to miss here. So that's also what I'm going to predict. I'll clarify. I'll predict her missing here, so she doesn't get that fifth slot. For supporting actor, I have Oppenheimer. I have Robert Downey Jr. Then I have Ryan Gosling for Barbie, Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things, Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon, and I'm going to put in Charles Melton again for May December here. I think he'll get in. So I'm kicking out Willem Dafoe, but it's tough because he's an actor's actor. He works with everybody. He does small and big films. It's tough. It's really, really tough. This is a spot where I almost wish they would tie and give a sixth nomination out, just so I could get it. I could put one, or I could put one of them in and get it right still. But that being said, I do think like American Fiction could be the film this year where it gets screened just late enough, releases late enough, not enough voters have seen it. I feel like that's one, that could fall by the wayside here. So like Sterling K. Brown, I think even though he is more popular, he's been across more television to film and stuff, which again, a lot of the voting body in this is television actors as well. I think this is a spot where he will actually fall short. And a vote here, if he does get in, though, would really help him since he missed it to the Golden Globes. Let's go to Best Actress. Here I have Emma Stone for Poor Things, Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon, Margot Robbie for Barbie, Carey Mulligan for Maestro, and Greta Lee for Past Lives. And that fifth slot is tricky because it could be her. This could be a last nomination for Annette Bening on the year. They could go with Fantasia, possibly. Sometimes there's a little more diversity here in the makeup of the nominees. Historically, those foreign language contenders, even though I do get, Past Lives does have a lot of subtitles in it and stuff. But Anatomy of a Fall, Sandra Hüller, this could be the one place on the year that she misses. And then you got Natalie Portman, though, on a Netflix streamer, though, with May December, so that's tough. Helen Mirren has been really popular here at SAG, so she's got Golda out. And I don't know. I don't think that one is one I would necessarily pick here, but I'll throw it out there just in case it happens. Remember, A Woman in Gold or whatever got in here a few years ago and totally shocked the hell out of us, so I'll name drop it. Then for Best Actor, I have Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer. I've got Paul Giamatti in third for The Holdovers, Leonardo DiCaprio in fourth for Killers of the Flower Moon, and I do have Coleman Domingo in for Rustin. Again, the Netflix factor really helps him, and the fact, again, that I think not enough voters are going to have seen American Fiction is really going to help Coleman, I think, in this case. Then I feel like we're down to, you got like Zac Efron for Iron Claw. Even though that one did release a little late, I think it got enough early screenings in that I think there's a possibility that one shows up. Barry Keoghan, Saltburn, is from Amazon. That's another streamer, so look out for that one. As is Napoleon, being on Apple, so that one actually could sneak in. And then Andrew Scott, All of the Strangers, I think also is a possibility here. Again, I think with him, though, BAFTA is going to be more his chance to start entering the race formally. That is, wait a minute. Did he get in at Golden Globes? I can't even remember now. I thought I had him down and he got in, but I have totally spaced now. Did he? Yes, he did. He did get into the Globes. That's right. Okay. So yeah, that would add to it if you got BAFTA as well. Then we'll go to the ensemble category, and I've got Oppenheimer, I've got Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Poor Things, and The Color Purple. Yeah, I wussed out on the on the Anatomy of a Fall nomination, and it could still happen. I wouldn't fall over of shock if it did happen, but at this rate, I just think, I just think The Color Purple has been seen widely enough. It's it's going to be the most diverse cast probably of this ensemble category, unless you argue Killers of the Flower Moon, and stuff like that. But again, I just feel like The Color Purple is a little more apt here than something like American Fiction. I felt like I've said my piece on The Holdovers in the other video, why this one will not get in at SAG. Air, I did have for a while here also as a contender. I actually had it in fifth place there for a little bit, because it's not only a streamer, but it does have, it got the Critics' Choice nomination for Ensemble as well. And it is, a sizable enough ensemble that it could, it's one they could go for. Otherwise, May, December, I would think is viable here, since it's Netflix and stuff. Rustin actually does have a pretty deep cast, so that one I would not be surprised if it actually got in. Saltburn is another streamer, so let's not totally write that one off just yet as well. Okay, so that's that one. Let's go over to the Golden Globes now, and we'll give out some winner predictions here. The first winner predictions, really, of the year, like formally speaking. We'll start with that pesky and new cinematic and box office achievement category. Here, I just feel like this is a spot for Barbie. Taylor Swift, I have as kind of a dark horse second place pick here. And stuff like that. Even then, I would say if you're just looking at this from an analyst kind of view, there were some that argued that her opening weekend numbers were not as strong as they could have been. Some were projecting it to get up to like 150 million. It made less than 100 million. So a lot of those ticket sales were for further weekends and further showings and stuff down the line. But still, obviously, being the number one concert movie of all time, that's definitely, potentially going to get some votes. And sometimes it is, it's about who makes it onto the stage. It's not just who gets nominated. So, but that being said, even though Barbie does have a lot of other opportunities to be awarded the night of the show, I think they're going to go with Barbie there for that one. For best song, I have the three Barbie songs in first, second, and third, but I got to go with the Billie Eilish one. I got to go with that one for the win, at least, even though I would probably prefer to see I'm Just Ken be the winner, because I think that's the better song. But what was I made for? Yeah, I think we'll win. Then for best original score, I think it's got to be Oppenheimer. I think it's Oppenheimer all the way. Killers of the Flower Moon will get some sentimental votes since Robbie Richardson is no longer with us. I think that one's going to get the win there. For best film not in the English language, I think you got to go Anatomy of a Fall, even though you do have Zone of Interest and Past Lives here as well. I just think Anatomy of a Fall just feels like the one they're going to go with here. Animated feature, Spider-Man. Yeah, pretty much done. Then we get to best screenplay. This is a tougher one. I think this is a two-way race here between Barbie and Poor Things. With Barbie, I think they'd love to see Greta Gerwig get a win here, and they'd love to see her up on the stage, especially since she's probably not going to win director. And it could pull through for comedy musical film, but this is a spot. Remember, this is where we've seen like 3 Billboards, and we've seen Banshees of Inisherin last year. We've seen their ultimate winner in that film comedy musical category, or in that case drama, for 3 Billboards. We've seen that win, so I'm going to go with a slight upset here. I'm going to go Poor Things to win for screenplay. But Barbie is really one I would look out for there. For supporting actress, I think there's going to be a tide turn here. I think they're going to go Danielle Brooks, even though her film is not up for best film comedy musical. That's usually a little more of a helpful sign, and usually what you'll need in the leading acting categories. So and Divine Joy Randolph again. It seems like she's done campaigning and stuff too. So she's been out there, but I feel like, even though she's been winning a lot of these critics groups, maybe not in a landslide, because she hasn't won every last one of them from what I've heard, but she's won a good number of them, though. This could be a spot where they deviate from that. I think Emily Blunt would be more viable here at the Globes had she not won in the past, but she has. So, yeah, I think any other, because most other award shows she's not won other than SAG, where she had that surprise win here a few years ago for A Quiet Place. But, I think this is a spot for Danielle Brooks and to give The Color Purple something. For supporting actor, I'm going to go Robert Downey Jr. here for Oppenheimer. Again, Ryan Gosling has won before for Barbie. Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things is a really sneaky one. I would look out for him to win here. Though you could argue, with Willem Dafoe in the same category, they might cross each other out. But yeah, I just feel like there's enough momentum behind Robert Downey Jr. I think he can win here. In the lead acting categories for film actress in a comedy or musical, she's won before, but I think it's Emma Stone. I do think it is Emma Stone. I think even though she has won before, this is a spot where they can give her another win here. She is the star of the movie. She is, the face of the movie and stuff. So I think she'll win. But again, you got Margot Robbie here for Barbie, and I think I think she'll definitely be a presenter on the award show for sure. But I think she comes in second here. For comedy actor, leading actor, I got to go Paul Giamatti here. I think it's some would call it a toss up between him and Jeffrey Wright. But even though they're both up for best comedy musical film, I got to give the edge to Paul Giamatti. I think his role, we feel a little bit more secure in his place for best actor. I think Jeffrey Wright is like that 4th or 5th place vote for a lot of people. Giamatti's either 3rd. I've seen him as high as 2nd on some. I haven't seen anybody who's come out and said he's going to win. But yeah, I think he's a little bit more secure in his race, so I'm going to give him the edge there. For film actress in a drama, I think it's Lily Gladstone's to lose. I really do. I think this is a place. Killers of the Flower Moon has a bunch of nominations, and it doesn't really seem like it's a front runner in any other category, aside from maybe a potential spoiler in the score category. So I think this is a place to award her, and also, like we talked about here a few weeks ago, her potential narrative to win the Oscar ultimately could be seeing a diverse winner here, seeing a Native or American Indian. I was going to say Native American, but I know that's not as PC as it used to be. American Indian winner, to see her win, and really again, could be an ultimate sign of, hey, Marty, we appreciate you, what you did, and your message and stuff, but we want to see the people who win for the film, the people who are awarded for the film, be the actual people who are represented in the film, not just the white guy behind it all. So, as cynical as that may sound, and as in poor taste as it may sound to some, I think, yeah, Lily Gladstone is the winner there. Actor drama. This is, again, I feel like this could be a toss-up between Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer and Bradley Cooper for Maestro. But again, Maestro does have quite a few nominations here. It's in for director. Didn't make screenplay, but otherwise it's got a bunch of other picks here. I think if Oppenheimer, again, this is usually Globes' a place where they kind of spread the wealth a little bit. They don't traditionally go with 7 wins for a single film, unless you're La La Land, of course. So I think this is a place where they're going to give Maestro something. So I think Bradley Cooper, I think he's the one to go here. Plus, both, I don't think either one of them have won before at the Globes. So, I just feel like this could be the place where the industry, really sides with Cooper here and says, hey, good job on the movie and stuff. But yeah, we could see if Cillian Murphy, with his Irish background and stuff, if maybe he would have a better chance of winning at BAFTA for Best Actor. But I think here, potentially at Critics' Choice and at SAG, I would probably lean on Bradley Cooper. In the directing category, this is also a place for Oppenheimer, though. I think it's going to get a few things here. I think director will be one of them. Christopher Nolan has that one here before. Scorsese has won multiple Globes, whether it's Departed or not Departed. No, he lost for The Departed, yeah. At least it lost for picture. He might have won director still. But I know he won for, like, The Aviator, so he's been awarded before here at the Globes. Let me see here. Do I have the full list here for when he's been nominated? Gangs of New York he also won for. No, okay, I had it wrong here. Okay, so he won for Gangs of New York, he won for The Departed, and he did win for Hugo. Hugo was the one, sorry, not The Aviator. The Aviator won picture drama. I had that flipped around in my head for some reason. Yeah. And then I know The Departed also lost the Globe for drama picture, but because Babel won that year. But anywho, they've awarded Scorsese before. I think they'll have chances to award Yorgos in the future. I think this is the spot to award Christopher Nolan. So for the overall film categories, film, comedy, musical, I think they got to go Poor Things. As much fun, I'm sure, as they had with Barbie, as even though it's technically the leading nominee and stuff when you factor it all in, I think this is going to go to Poor Things. And then for film drama, Oppenheimer. Yeah, I think it's Oppenheimer's to lose. I feel like this one's a little easier, though, because, again, Killers of the Flower Moon, I don't sense as much passion behind that one as there was, say, this time last year around, like, The Fabelmans, when Spielberg won for that one, and that felt like kind of a Lifetime Achievement Award, if you will, for the win there, even though, again, Spielberg had been awarded in the past for the Globes. So, yeah, I don't think we're on the same trajectory there for Killers of the Flower Moon. All right, so that one was a little shorter and sweeter and simpler, so I think that's all I got for this video here. So we will, as I'm blocking my stormtrooper there, who's supposed to be looking over my shoulder, of course. I think that's all we got for this time, so we will be back. We'll probably just break until Sunday night after the Globes are handed out. We'll talk about who won, what I got right, what I got wrong, and all that fun stuff, and potentially what it could mean for the future. So, yeah. And again, I probably will have time. I just need to look again here when the frickin' SAG Awards nominations are. Here we go. I can't remember if it's Wednesday. It's a week from today. It's Wednesday. So yeah, I think Tuesday or late Monday we'll come back and we'll do a final SAG nomination predictions. We'll see. I'll have a little bit of time to think about it, and I'll see if I want to throw any other curveballs in there last minute. So that's all I got.